Tumanduumband in lockdown. Been a while, guys. Good to see you again. What have you been up to in the year 2021?
Been lurking in the dark, gathering our evil forces, ready to spew back out into the world as soon as we're allowed.
And as soon as we're allowed, it is going to be a fucking spew, a spew of demonic, volcanic black sludge upon the earth. It's going to be ridiculous. We've got so many riffs, so many ideas. We're thinking about doing another EP, but we're just going to fuck that off and just do an album. So we've got more than enough material for an album now, and we've got some other ideas, not moving away from what we do, but just some other ideas within the realm of what we do.
Just to enhance it.
We've got some fucking cool ideas, and I can't wait to be out of these fucking chains or restrictions of lockdown and COVID and all this fucking bollocks, which everyone else is dealing with. But as soon as this is over, we're like two ravenous beasts being held by a fucking chain. Just let us off it, and we just need to unleash this now. We've had over a year of not really doing much. We managed to play a gig just before lockdown with the mighty Void Lurker and our mates King Corpse.
Yeah. And then we had nothing, about 10 gigs cancelled. And then we managed to squeeze 2 gigs in December, just before Christmas, which was excellent.
One was a socially displacement gig, or whatever you want to fucking call it. People on tables and whatever just sat down watching them. Yeah. And the other one was a live stream, which we really enjoyed the live stream. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. It's on
0161 Music, and check them out. And if you type it in on YouTube, you'll find it in there.
Nice.
So, yeah, that's what we've been doing.
And obviously, we've been doing lots of nothing for eternity, like everyone else.
Yeah, that King Corpse headliner was my last gig before lockdown, so it was good to go out with on a bang. It was wicked.
Yeah, at least just before lockdown, we got to hang out with like the core of our little mates and everyone who's involved in this, and it was just nice. It was almost like a send off before we went into this lockdown.
Big farewell.
Yeah, because we haven't seen any of those guys since then, and probably won't until we're allowed to go out and lead as normal as in life as it gets.
I know exactly what you mean. It really was a good send off for live music for 2020, and who knows how much of 2021. But this socially distanced gig, like as performers, how does that compare to your usual pre-coronavirus live performances? Like, what's noticeably different from the stage point of view?
I can't adorn people with blood anymore.
No, we couldn't line our disciples up at the start of the gig and
baptize them, which is one of our core parts of our ritual, to bring in the flock. So that was weird, not being able to do that.
Because once they've been adorned with the blood upon the head of the inverted cross, after that they're just in our spell.
They're ours forever.
But we still managed to put everyone under a satanic cast of riff spells during that gig. So maybe that just enhances the experience. I don't know. But not being able to cover people in blood was a bit of a disappointment at the last gig. Yeah. But we still smashed them apart with riffs and heaviness. So it all worked out in the end. It all worked out in the end. To be honest, out of the 2 experiences playing in 2020, the live stream and the socially distanced gig. Socially distanced gig was very weird. It's like people at a table being very polite, clapping in between.
Yeah.
But the live stream was the best. We just went there, we set up, we played, and then just went.
It was in Bury, so it was like 2 hours there, 2 hours back, and we were there for about 45 minutes. But it was quite nice actually, not having to sit around and wait about. We just get in there, do it, and then come back home. Like.
Yeah, that was quite an enjoyable experience.
That was at Red Wall Studios in Bury.
And they
really cool guys. Give them a shout out.
Yeah, it was like clockwork. They got us in. The other band was out. We set up. We played. We got out. The other band went in. It was it was a nice experience. I was not particularly looking forward to it. Just going playing to like an empty room of people with a camera just pointing at us, instead of a room of people who might maybe 50%, 25% of them give a shit. But to know that like everyone in there is just pointing a camera at you, just like get this live stream done. But we kind of won them all over. They all had a T-shirt and enjoyed it, and
it was cool.
Yeah, we converted them. They're part of the cult now.
Sounds ace, man. Sounds ace. What do you think the best thing a band can do in lockdown at the moment, or like, what things a band can do under lockdown?
Take a step back, because life's very, very hectic. We've all got jobs and have to do shit, pay bills and all the rest of it. We all want to do our music as well. Sometimes your music becomes a bit of a emotion, like you're just doing it because it's the band that you do. Whereas if you have some time off it, you either do what a lot of bands have done, which is fuck all, or you think about what your band is and what you're doing, and you've got the time to think about it and do something about it and think, how can we expand this? How can we do that? What should we do here? You've also got the time to not just think, oh, I've got band practice, we better do some riffs. You've got the time to craft riffs, hone riffs, change notes, make an evil riff 10 times more evil. So personally, I think what bands should be doing in lockdown is, if you give a shit about the band you're doing, it's not just because you're a fucking poser. Do something with your band, take some time out, put some time in, and
create content. So I've been putting together music videos, little bits and bobs here and there, just so we don't get forgotten, and shows that you're not being lazy and letting this lockdown stop you, because having that time to, like Scott said, reevaluate what you're doing and really take stock and hone it and evolve it. By getting your content out there, you're letting the world see what you're up to as well.
Yeah, we've kind of like we're not making out here like the next thing that we do is going to be like, this groundbreaking piece of art, but like,
it will be.
We're going to have a damn good go, and we've got a few different ideas. We're not going away from what we're doing. It's still going to be heavy as fuck and ridiculously evil, and make you feel unnerved, and make you feel like you're just about to die. But we've just honed it in a bit and got some really cool ideas, which we're trying to ham out without being in a studio, which is a bit tricky. But we've just got all this creativeness. We've got a year's worth of creativeness, building up to fucking be released.
Yeah, man, that's a lot. Luke, you mentioned like making music videos, and speaking of movies, you've done a couple of cool videos for Thou Shalt Burn and Dreadlords. Had either of you done any filmmaking before the band, or is this like a new avenue for you, as creative people?
No, I've been involved in film production for a while. I did my degree in film production however long ago it was. And then I became a makeup artist. So I've worked as a freelance special effects artist for years, and I'm also a college lecturer in it as well. So it's just using those skills that I've picked up through my time working as an artist, or directing and things like that, and just using those things and trying to create with it and making the most out of what you've got. I don't have a big array of expensive film equipment, but I've got a good phone that's got an awesome camera, and I've got plenty of cool shit about to make films with. So
basically it's pure DIY. I have nothing to do with this side of things. That's his department. I'm a complete caveman. I haven't even got the internet in my flat, man. It's ridiculous. I've got literally candles and a vinyl player.
Which is all you need.
That's all you do need in life. You're Mr. Tech, and the videos we've done are literally me and him and one of our other good friends, Andy Barnett, who really helped us out with a lot of things. He drives our van full of gear and puts up with us being
the fucking road captain,
drunk and fucking idiots and all the rest of it. He's a good lad. So
we just film what we got. I live in a creepy sort of farm thing as well, which is always useful for weird backdrops.
Yeah, the grounds of where we are at the moment is it's just kind of it is literally it's just trees as far as you can see, and forest and stuff. So basically the videos that you've seen of us is our our friend on his phone, and it's and the track you're listening to is off the demo, and that's just us live in a room. The 2 demos that we have done are just us playing live. There is no overdub on the second track. The second EP. There are some overdubs of feedback and noise in between the tracks. Everything else is live drums and live bass.
And then some samples chucked on.
And pretty much just in one take. We like to get it rough, raw. Once it's done, it's fucking done. Yeah. I think the guy in the studio loved us. We just went in, did it, and that was that. Yeah. And we're a bit like that with the videos and anything else we do. Too many bands get caught up on, oh my God, the snare doesn't sound right. Oh, our ride doesn't sound. Oh my God, the guitar tone's not right.
We've got to spend thousands of pounds on videos.
If you've got to spend that much time in the studio messing with your fucking sound, then you sound shit. Get your sound done and just go and do it. That's what we do. The sound is there. It's just there. It's raw. And the demos that we've done are live demos. There's no overdubs. There's no. It's one bass track. It's one drum track, and we've just mixed those 2 between each other. There's no frills on this band. It's just, it is what it is. We try to keep it as raw as possible and not try to polish it too much. That old saying, you can't polish a turd. You can sprinkle some glitter on one though.
Yeah. And chuck some skulls on it.
You can chuck a skull on the turd.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with a bit of skull, can you? Well, speaking of image, clearly you both understand how important image is in music. What are the origins and influences of your own? Are there any bands or movies or just general ideas that have left their mark on Tumanduumband?
To be honest, I think I'll speak for both of us here when it's not really like, oh my God, it was Slayer, it was Mayhem, it was it's a lifetime of us just both liking metal and horror.
Yeah.
That's basically it. There's no like one turning point, I don't think. As soon as me and Luke met each other, we were kindred spirits, just like we just knew that we've always got on. I knew Luke when
I was about 13, 14, I was a God-sized fan, and we're friends since then, and then we've just grown up and been in however many bands we've been in. Yeah, Vicious Bastard,
Arrow's Blood, Life Short, and then we were like, let's just do it ourselves. So, and then we just thought, let's get the aesthetics in. I've always enjoyed the theatrics of like Hammer movies and these beautiful sceneries with sort of the skulls that are not quite realistic, but they're enough to add this sort of ambience, this sort of, I don't know, this dark beauty, and that's what we're trying to get across. Mix it with a bit of violence and some extreme Satanism, and then that's where we've ended up here. So I think it's just an accumulation of everything we're into.
Yeah.
It's not like we saw a certain band and thought, oh, let's do what they're doing.
No.
We get compared to certain bands, but I suppose that's just the listener's interpretation of what we're doing or the visuals of what they see. But like, you know, we're not reinventing the wheel, but you know, this is our fucking wheel.
Putting a few more spokes on it. But bands that I think that sort of encapsulate the feeling that we're trying to get across, bands like we were listening to Portal, Batushka. Yeah. Or although, you know, it can be a bit contentious there because some people are saying it's a bit mainstream or whatever, but I think the visuals that they've got mixed with the whole concept fucking works. And same with Portal, they're fucking terrifying, and that's what we want to get across. Is this? It's an assault on all the senses. You're getting your ears are getting destroyed from this horrible fucking bass shit that's just killing you, but then your eyes are just taking in all this weird fucking decrepit corpses and fucking skulls and stuff like that, man.
We just wanted to make it like, so you kind of, I've been on this earth 41 years now, and I've seen a lot of bands in my time, a lot of bands, because I've been doing bands since I was 20. So I've played with a lot of bands, I've been in a lot of bands, And there's only a handful that really stick out of all those millions of bands that I've been in or played with them. They all, a million bands blend into one. So this wasn't a conscious, this was not a conscious idea to be doing this band. The other bands that me and Luke have been involved with were grindcore, hardcore, fast. But it was always me and Luke who were like, we need something more. We need something with some substance. Yeah. And I'm not saying after the bands we did or anyone in them, but we needed something to get our teeth into because we're very creative. Yeah, it sounds so wanky. We're very creative, artistic people, and we're in these bands, and we felt held back with the people within them because they did not want to even play gigs. It was just like, let's practice. We're not doing anything with our band. Yeah. So from day one, me and him were like, with this, but like, strip it down. He could just about play drums. I can just about play a bass. That was the premise. Originally, we were talking about a drum machine and me on guitar, do like a grind, nasty, fast
grind type thing.
And then we just realised the music that we love is slow, impending, grinding riffs. Call that doom, sludge, whatever the fuck you want to label it. It's about riffs. The music that we all love when it comes to that style is about riffs. So that's what we did with this. Instantly, it was like, well, I was going to play guitar. I thought, fuck that, I'll play a bass because that's breaking it right down to no fingery, stringy shit, down to the bass, a riff. So that was rule number one with this band, and that's just how it went. And I think just because it sounded even was nasty, it's just progressed into what it is now. This was not a premeditated thing. This two-man, even the name, the Tumanduumband, it's not. None of it was premeditated. It's all just sort of clicked into place and happened.
I don't know if that's answered your question or not. I think we've gone off topic a bit there.
I can't remember what my question was.
It doesn't matter.
That's the effect we have on people, man. Make us forget what they're fucking thinking.
And you must join us.
Yes.
You must join.
Glad to be a part. You mentioned other bands and, like, you know, playing in the West Midlands, which has obviously had tons of classic bands like, I don't know, Sabbath, Priest, Napalm Death, Cathedral, Bolt Throw, Godflesh. I'm going to leave it there.
Witchfinder General. Everyone forgets about Witchfinder General from fucking Stourbridge. Fucking Doom legends and always get forgotten. Never going to forget you, fucking Witchfinder General.
The fantastic first album, isn't it?
Ah, yeah, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Penalty, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wicked.
A wonderful cover as well.
Yeah.
Very good.
And a shout out to the Mighty Opium Lord as well.
Yeah, another more Stourbridge boys as well. Yeah.
Yeah, they're wicked as well. Blew my mind the first time I saw Opium Lord. But like bands like Opium Lord or yourselves, you know, for someone who doesn't know what the West Midlands scene is like, what's it like round here for the more smaller and more underground bands, would you say?
It's not as fruitful as it used to be.
No,
no.
Like in most places. There was a few cool little venues like Scary Canary and places like that. But it just seemed to have fizzled out. And obviously the last year there's been nothing going on. We are lucky though because we're close to Birmingham, we're close to Wolverhampton, close to, you know, we're only 2 hours away from Manchester and all those places as well. So the Midlands is a good place to be because we can get to all these other places as well. Unfortunately, the scene around the Midlands has declined so fucking much over the last 5 to 10 years. Birmingham, you used to think of all the cool venues that are out there.
Yeah, it's
dwindling now.
It is due to venues being destroyed.
Yeah.
Greedy
landlords and fucking city planners and shit like that.
I've been around on the Birmingham sort of, you know, metal scene for 20 odd years, and like back in the day you could almost get double booked in Birmingham for a night because there was that many venues.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, do you want to play Scuffies? Oh no, we got a gig at Edwards that night. That does not happen anymore. No. People are scratching around for a gig anywhere. There's a lot of cool little venues down Digborough which really have helped the scene out in Birmingham immensely, even if they're just pop-up venues where it's there for a little bit and then it disappears, but at least it was there. Bands got to play, got to see a show.
Yeah, places like Mama Roo's and stuff that
Yes,
popped up, and they
yeah.
got a bit of character about them. They had some cool bands. I mean, was it? We saw
Monolord,
Conan, and I believe King Corpse supported on that, but
Yeah,
that
King
was
Corpse,
before we
yeah.
met those guys, so I think we missed them. But yeah, so places like that, they're just, we've got to fight for them, and COVID hasn't helped that shit.
It will be interesting to see once, if and when this plague upon mankind disappears, what's left, because venues are dropping like flies. I dare say anyone who is listening to this will already know a lot of venues that, if you've been on the scene a few years, venues up and down the country, they've disappeared. Yeah. Venues that are like, you know, like up in like Manchester, Leeds, London, and it's like you just read on Facebook, so and so venue is never opening again, and it's due to lack of funding and this,
like, even places like the Black Heart are struggling, and it's like they're like cornerstones of like. So yeah, so the Midlands, like everywhere in the country, is suffering from greedy landlords, lack of investment into the arts, and just general Tory fuckery. Yeah,
the arts is as important as anything. It's just as important for people. You try going through your lockdown without any art, any music, anything that takes your brain away from everyday life. Yeah. Apart from other things that take your brain away from everyday life, which you can get involved with upon lockdown. You know, you could start getting into, you could drink too much, you could do drugs, or you could look at some art, you could make some art, you could listen to music. You know, it's an important, it's a throwaway but important commodity.
Yeah, definitely. I'd have lost my mind without any music or TV or anything like that. You know, we all would have done. It's been shit for everyone.
We're coming up to our year anniversary upon this thing. It's almost it is 12 months now.
12 months since the first case or whatever, man.
I was watching the news this morning, and today is a year anniversary for the first person to die of COVID. And that's apparently some old guy died of a heart attack, but like when they did the autopsy, they realised it was COVID. You can say whatever you want to that. Look, everyone says, "Oh, every death's related to COVID." Well, COVID's here, and it fucking is. That's why we're all sat in our fucking houses doing nothing.
And without fucking art and music,
people will go insane.
Yeah, even more so than they already are.
Yeah, everyone's going around the fucking twist at the moment, especially on this one. This is lockdown 3. This is like we're in the third circle of hell now. We've gone down to number 3. Yeah. It's like the first one was okay, second one was a little bit shit. This one, everyone seems to be struggling a bit with. So you've got to keep yourself occupied. You can't get into it too much. I think this is pointless.
And when lockdown's over, fuckers, go to fucking gigs. Don't spend all this time moaning about no gigs being about when every other gig that was going on, you didn't fucking go. So fucking go.
You just literally took the next sentence out of my mouth. Yeah. The amount of times that we all bear witness to this. We've been invited to a gig, not just your shitty mate's band playing down the pub, a decent gig in Brum. I can't be bothered. Never, ever, ever do that again. Never do that again.
And talking to you, people of Birmingham.
Go to every gig all the time, everywhere.
Especially fucking ours.
You can go and watch lesser crappy bands if you want, or you can come and watch us. But yeah, you should just go out and support your fucking scene, man. Even if it's a band you don't really give a shit about, go there with your mates, have a couple of beers,
invest in these small places that are the lifeblood of fucking music.
I think we've realised how fragile it is within this world. There's a lot of things within this world which are armour plated and will always be around. Yeah. Always be around. Religion and money being 2. But one of the smaller, more fragile things is art and music, and funnily enough, in the apocalypse, it was the first thing to turn to dust.
Yeah. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, definitely.
Cheering.
Definitely, I agree.
Happy to anyone, because
I've got my mug of coffee here, so.
Yeah, sweet. Fuck it all.
You just
sweet. Is that sweet? Oh, yeah. There we go.
I love it when Charles Manson makes eyes at me. Can you just show me that one more time? Just one more time, seductively.
Oh,
No. Oh. Yes, I would do that. Yes, yeah. I'm going to go and kill the neighbours after this fucking interview, and he's going to watch.
On that note, we should probably start wrapping things up, shouldn't we? Bloody hell.
What else do you want to know?
We've got fuck all else to do today.
What else do you want to know? The meaning of life?
I haven't worked that one out myself yet, no. But if you've got any ideas, please.
Wings, beer, and Satan. That's the meaning of life.
And do whatever the fuck you want whenever you want to do it.
Yeah, just don't be a cunt.
Now, people are going to get in touch now going, oh, Alistair Crowley. No, Alistair Crowley, whatever. The man had a point. Do what the fuck you want whenever you want. Who gives a fuck? You're only here for a little bit. Like, this year, this couple of years have proved it, man. We could all be snuffed out like that. Do what the fuck you want. Though.
As long as that involves buying our fucking t-shirts and CDs, because we've got loads of them. Fucking.
Yeah, not being able to go out to gigs and yeah.
Available on our Bandcamp or via me directly.
And that's the remastered version there as well.
Yeah, that's the remastered EP, and there's our sweet tea.
It's a pretty good anthem for your 2021 predicament. Yeah, it's just
I've got my original demos down here somewhere. Hang on a minute. That's the unremastered version for anyone watching.
Yeah,
and that's the first one.
Oh,
Hey,
that's the black metal raw one, that is.
Yeah.
I haven't got a copy of that, man. Not a physical copy.
Ace. Absolutely wicked stuff. Tumanduumband, definitely and rightly an instrumental band, but hypothetically, if someone was to perform vocals over a Tumanduumband song, alive or dead, who has got the ultimate vibe?
Well,
the
Tumanduumband. Our next release will have a couple of extremely tasty guest vocals. I'm not going to tell you who they are, but when you find out, you'll shit yourself.
Yeah. From over the years of doing bands and stuff, I know a few people, and they know that we're doing this. They're a little bit interested.
Yeah.
So
I can't tell you those people, but I'd love to have Attila do some stuff with us, man. If he'll sing for Sunno, he should sing for us.
Yeah.
Who else? Johnny Morrow, man. If he could be back, fucking rest in power, fucking Mr. Morrow, man.
Yeah, over the top of that would be ridiculous.
Oh, could you imagine? Could you imagine that?
And also, with some of these newer tracks we're doing, I just like to. It's going to sound really pretentious now. Just hand it to that Chelsea Wolf.
Yeah,
I think Chelsea Wolf is amazing and making something beautifully horrific.
Yeah, Chelsea, get in touch.
So Chelsea, get in touch with us. I'll send you a fucking track, and you can bastardise it, and you can make something ugly beautiful.
Yeah. So there you go, Johnny Morrow, Chelsea Wolf, and who else did I say?
Who gives a fuck?
Someone else.
Also, Mersbo. I'd like to send a track to Mersbo and just let him bastardise it beyond belief, so it didn't even sound like us anymore. So I'd like someone to take what we're doing and just like maybe not like put vocals over the top and make it like just make it just change like morph it.
Add some layers to it, yeah. But yeah, we've got some very, very cool guests that will be coming up on the next release.
Yeah, it sounds really pretentious, like, oh, we can't say who it is, but believe me, like, we're not fucking about. We're not just like doing this for the interview. Like, well, we've got some big vocal. We have got a couple of really fucking cool vocalists who are very, very interested and very current, to be extremely current.
Yeah. So keep your eyes out for that shit.
It's all been a bit of a drunken text over lockdown because I knew we were doing something they were a bit interested, but
they are looking forward to it. So
because on top of them saying they're interested in this, they're also kind of our boys. We've known each other 20 odd years. So
keep thinking, keep guessing.
Yeah, I know this is like the typical like interview, like we might not, but like it's going ahead, but we can't say who it is because Well,
we don't want to ruin the surprise.
No. It'd just be so cool when we do this album. There's going to be one track with one vocalist, definitely, and one track with another.
Yeah.
Anything else I might help out on is backing vocals, etc. It has not been discussed, but at the moment we've written a song essentially as a Tumanduumband instrumental song, but these two vocalists just seemed to fit the song that we'd written, and they were interested in it. So again, it just worked out like most things that we do. It's not premeditated. Let's get someone cool on the album. We didn't want to do that. They invited themselves.
It's happened organically. They love it.
They offered vocals, and we're very interested. It'll break it up again because we don't want to be a one-dimensional beast of just this instrumental bass and drums, which is what it is. But on the demos, we try to mess around with pedals and dimensions and give you a bit of flavour. And I think that's definitely what's going to be happening on this album.
It's going to be a much more mature sound for the next release.
Sounds nice. So my answer would have been Mike from I Hate God about 25 years ago. Or
yes, he would do it justice. Yes.
Saying that though, he smashed it when we played in Birmingham when they were on the gig with Napalm. They were the best band that night. When
they stole the show. I Hate God.
And he looked healthy as well. Mike did for once, man.
Really did.
Yeah. But 25 years ago, man. Fuck.
Or if we're talking pure aesthetic, King Diamonds maybe.
He's always welcome if he wants to jump on a 2-man track.
We might have to do some Iron Maiden speed up bits.
Yeah.
But unless he gets down with the doom, I don't know. But his vocals over the top of that slow. Yeah. Okay, right, you've just done that. You may have just contributed to the album.
Yeah.
How high can you sing?
Well, I sound wicked over some filthy, sludgy bass riffs, but who knows? Maybe next time.
Yeah, man.
Can you recommend me or anyone who's listening some cool newer or more recent releases by bands that or other doom bands? What have we missed in the last year or so?
I don't know how old the album is, but I've been listening to a band called Beth Mora. They're on Sludge Lord Records. I think they're from Denmark. And hang on, I'll get the vinyl. Hang on. It's fucking ace.
It is, and it's just an amazing album. It's very stripped down doom, but the production on it is ridiculous.
That's cool.
So Beth Mora, they're fucking ace.
It sounds like a slow earthquake. The production on the album is ridiculous. The guitars and the drums sound amazing.
Yeah.
And last night we listened to Goblin Smoker.
Oh yeah, Goblin Smoker as well, man. For a bunch of young lads, if you listen to this Goblin Smoker, let's get some gigs sorted, man. Evil, toad smoking, shit, and Satan. I think that'll be pretty good.
And I got sent from me and a friend have a similar interest in the most disgusting, horrible, filthy, sludgy doom scum that we can find. And he introduced me to a band called Compost Golem. Compost Golem.
Yeah, fucking check them out. Compost Golem.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's like being run over by a steamroller at half a mile an hour. It's amazing. It's amazing. It really, people say like, "Oh, it's the heaviest doom you will ever hear." This really is. It's nasty. It's horrible. And lately, personally, I don't know whether lockdown's getting to me. I'm just getting bored of listening to the stuff I listen to, which is always Black Sabbath riff oriented. Goat Snake, Sun, Black Sabbath. Lately, I just seem to have been listening to a lot of experimental music. I discovered a band called Pedestrian Deposit, and they've got an album called Dyer's Hands, which I suggest anyone listen to. It's ultimate. It's horrible strings and horrible noise, which combine to like this horrible, just void of nastiness. Yeah. So they're pretty cool. And I've been listening to a lot of Mersbow lately, Pulse Demon in particular, which if you've never heard of Mersbow or Pulse Demon, listen to Pulse Demon. It is it's transcendent.
I'm definitely going to check out that Compost Golem. The name alone has got me, I think.
Right.
If you check one of those bands,
Yeah, Compost
make
Golem.
it Compost Golem.
Yeah, I know you well enough to know that you will wank over this band.
Yeah.
They really, it's like we all like our heavy music, this, that, and the other, and you think you're going to get like an electric wizardy sort of heavy.
It's something different.
It's into a different realm. I'm not even going to try and explain it. You've got to listen to it. My friend did the same thing when he sent it to me. He sent me this paragraph. It was like, oh my God, the middle of this song is the closest I've got to transcending listening to music. This to track 3 first. I was like, yeah. Listened to it and was like, oh my God, you're actually right. This is amazing.
It's
yeah.
amazing.
Compost Golem, check them out. King Corpse, Void Lurker.
Our boys, as always.
We've got a nice little network of friends and bands here, man. As soon as we're out of this, we just got to work it to our best. We've got to work it to our best.
One more band to recommend as well. We played with them in Northampton in December. Bilecaster. They're fucking
amazing
heavy as
band.
fuck, man. Wicked guys. We'll be playing some gigs with them as soon as we're allowed. So keep your eye. Bilecaster, fucking awesome guys.
Slow, heavy, sludgy. Yeah,
nasty shit, man.
Very nasty, very aggressive.
But
yeah.
very lovely boys.
Yes, they were very nice. He let me use 3 of his cabs.
Yeah.
No, but all joking aside, yeah, Bilecaster, they were fucking they were just disgusting.
Yeah.
But in a wonderful way. But they really were a horrible band. But check them out. That's the best review ever.
Yeah.
Or the right one if you're the right person. Yeah, yeah, it was proper dirt under the fingernail sludge.
Oh,
Are they Northampton as well? Because I do hear that there's quite a decent crop of bands from around there.
Yeah, Bilecaster, I think they're from Leicester, but when we played in Northampton, and we'll give a shout out to the Lab in Northampton.
And James Cagill.
Yeah, James Cagill, man.
Of Atrocity Exhibit.
Hot Cops and all those guys. He's a legend, man. So thanks for putting us on and having us back again.
He went above and beyond to keep the Lab going through lockdown. They managed to get some investment and some money, and they just pumped it straight into the venue.
Yeah.
I've over the years played that venue.
We've played loads there, haven't we?
A lot of times.
I think we've played there with 3 different bands, I'm sure.
And the difference in the venue last time we went, you can tell they've put some love into that. They've not had a little loan and had a holiday with it. They had a loan and they pumped it straight into the venue. It was, yeah.
So if you're in Northampton and pubs are open, check out the Lab.
Support your local venues. The Lab Northampton is definitely one worth supporting. Yeah. Definitely worth supporting because independently run by people who give a shit.
What are you doing for the rest of the day then?
What are we doing for the rest of the day? Well, we've run out of wine, so we're on to beer and vodka next.
Yeah, that's all we've got left is 21 cans of lager and a bottle of vodka. Yeah. So it's dire straits.
I think we're going to go and do an impromptu photo shoot now and get some new images in there, and because it's fucking snowing, or it was. I don't know.
It was. So we may be snowed in, but I think we've got enough booze to get us through a couple of days. We've got a couple of bottles of.
Yeah. Steaks and wings later as well, man. Steaks.
Yeah, we're obviously going to feast like kings. We're having steak and chicken wings later with all the trimmings. We do not fuck about. We indulge. We enjoy ourselves. Do what thou will. Love is the law.
Cursed with Blackened Tongues Remastered is available on all streaming sites via Lawbreaker Records. And if you haven't already, you've got to play those Doom Wish for Satan as loudly as you possibly can. Thanks for your time, guys. It's been great to see you again.
Hail fucking Satan!
Destroy the fucking world. It's been lovely speaking to you.
Cheers, man.
And we'll hopefully see you soon in the flesh.
Yes.
And that flesh we can strip from your fucking bones with fucking disgusting
fucking riffs.
Razor sharp riffs from hell that strip your flesh.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I really can't wait. And
neither can I. I can't wait to get out there and fuck people up again. Really, really. I want people's points to fall off their fucking tables.
Yeah.
That's become a bit of a thing at gigs now. After a gig, people come up to me, my point wobbled off the table. I was watching it. I'm like, why the fuck weren't you drinking it, you idiot? Why are you at a gig with your pint on a fucking table, you fucking weakener.
Get it down, yeah.
You should be drinking it as fast as possible. You should be drinking it as fast as possible and getting to the fucking point, you dickhead. So yeah, when you come to Tumanduumband gigs, don't put your pint down, it'll rumble off and destroy. Drink it quick.
Yeah. Cheers, Matt, man.
Cheers for your time.